Good day. In this session, we study the topic of the external environment, the external business environment. During the course of this session, we will understand the importance of studying the external environment in strategy formulation. We will understand the range of factors that influence the environment through the Pestel model, and we will understand the Porter's 5 forces model, which helps us to evaluate the attractiveness of a particular industry. Let's first try and see why we are studying the external environment. Let's ask the question, what is strategy? Strategy is a plan of action. Strategy involves a lot of other things like planning, like collecting data, but strategy is ultimately a plan of action. It must end in a plan of action. How is this plan of action formulated? It's formulated on the basis of 2 studies. The study of the external environment on the one hand, and the study of the internal environment on the other. Using data gathered in these 2 studies and using models available to understand the scientific and historical implications of this data, the management and employees of a company together frame strategy, which is the plan of action. I would like to point out that for quite a while it used to be assumed that strategy formulation is the prerogative of management and strategy implementation is the task of employees, as it were. Through long periods of practice, it has now become clear that this is a wrong understanding of the concept of strategy. This understanding is wrong in principle, and it is more particularly inappropriate in an environment such as the one we are living in today, which is a rapidly changing environment. In such an environment, strategy formulation must be a joint activity of both management and employees put together. So, this puts the study of the external environment into a particular context. How do we study the external environment? We are talking about the external business environment, right? There are 2 broad areas that need to be looked at. On the one hand, you have the industry environment. The industry environment consists of your customers, your suppliers, your source of staff, your financial, your source of finance. These are the immediate, this is the immediate environment the firm is engaged in. So this immediate environment which surrounds the firm is the industry environment. On the other hand, there is a larger environment which impinges on the industry environment. This larger environment is the environment of ideas. The environment of ideas, ladies and gentlemen, the environment of political ideas, legal, technological, economic, the environment of ideas is around us and surrounds every industry. So, we must look at the external environment as composed of two layers. The first layer is the industry. Surrounding that is the macro environment, which is the layer of ideas, right? Okay. Now, the industry environment is studied through the Porter's 5 forces model, right? The macro environment, the environment of ideas, is studied through the Pestel model. Let's first look at the Pestel model and look at ideas which will impinge on the industry environment. We then proceed to looking at the industry environment.